Benvenuto, welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. Today we're going to make scalloped potatoes and ham, and we're going to do it in the crock pot. Depending upon when you watch this video, you might not consider it's quite crock pot time, but in our area today, it's rainy and drizzly. I don't think it's really much. According to Google, it's only 69 degrees right now, which is, certainly not the fall, but too cool to be out in the pool, which is where I'd rather be. But anyway, so the good thing about that is it gives us a jump on the fall stuff, because I never seem to get my crock pot recipes in on time. So anyway, we're going to make scalloped potatoes and ham. All right, so what do we need? We need some potatoes, guys, okay? So for this recipe, you're going to need 3 pounds of potatoes. I'm using a 6-quart crock pot or slow cooker. You can do this in a 4-quart. By all means, double it if you're using a larger one. If you're gonna double the recipe, you definitely need a 6-quart, okay? Because it's delicious and it's gonna be something that you can have for lunch the next day or bring to work in for lunch, and it's gonna get gobbled up by everybody. Okay, so for this particular recipe, I need 3 pounds of potatoes. I happen to be using russet potatoes. You can use any kind of potato you want. You can use gold, Yukon, whatever, white potatoes. I like russet potatoes in this particular recipe. And what have I done to it, Wade?
Peeled it?
Peeled it. So it's peeled and rinsed. All right. Now, this is the hardest part of this recipe, guys, but we'll go over that in 1 second. Then we need about a cup of onions, okay? That's probably about half a cup of a white onion, okay? So I've got half a cup of white onion there. Now, this recipe's been around a long, long time. I've been making this for years. And, it always says in the recipe, a great way to use up leftover ham. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I maybe make a baked ham or some kind of glazed ham maybe once, maybe twice a year. I don't have leftover ham often. So what do I buy? So this is the, whatever brand you like, the Hormel, Smithfield. You get them up in the, the prepared section. It's, like you can fry these. What are these called? Ham steaks, I think, usually. All right. These happen to be 2 for $5 today, so I thought that was a great deal. This recipe calls for 2 cups. I think the original recipe called for 1. Over the years, I've kind of doubled it because I wanted a little bit more of the meat in it. But it calls for 2 cups. So I always use 2 8-ounce ham steaks, all right? You can also you can get it all chopped up and already cubed if you want. I find those cubes are a little bit too small, but anyway, so it couldn't be easier. This is already all cooked, so you're just gonna slice it like that, guys. All right. I'll do this off camera so you don't have to watch me do the whole thing, and then just cut it into whatever size dice or cubes you like. All right. This recipe is very economical. It can feed a crowd, and you can add or subtract. If your budget doesn't call for 2 cups, you could do 1 cup. It's still going to be as flavorful. Or if you've got leftover ham and you've got a cup and a half of ham, use the cup and a half of ham. Don't worry about it. All right. So I'll cut up the rest of those in a minute. Then you need some cheddar cheese, okay? Whatever cheese you like. This happens to be extra sharp. You can use sharp or regular cheddar. Because it's scalloped potatoes, those are traditionally done with cheddar cheese. So, if you want to keep it authentic, use cheddar. Like I said, this happens to be sharp, extra sharp cheddar. Now, I've got 2 cups here. I'm going to use a cup in, as you see as we go along in the body of the recipe, and then I always save a little bit extra for the top. So in my recipe, I'm going to say between 1 and 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese. All right. Now, then you need the good old standard for almost any crockpot recipe is you need a can of cream of something. All right. Now, so this is a 10.5 ounce can of cream of celery. Original recipe always calls, or most recipes, if you look up, always call for cream of mushroom. Wade and I aren't crazy about cream of mushroom soup, so I've always used cream of celery. You could I was going to say you could use cream of chicken. You could. Chicken and ham, that would be fine. But anyway, cream of celery or cream of mushroom. Either one is going to be good. You're going to need a half a cup of water, okay, because we want to get that a little bit thinned out. And then as far as your seasonings, just some kosher salt and some fresh ground black pepper and some garlic powder. Those are the three kind of staples of this recipe. If you want to add something a little bit more, as always, if you want to spice it up, or add a little heat to it, you could do some crushed red pepper. You could do some other Tony's Creole seasoning. I think that would be delicious in this. Again, it wouldn't be traditionally a scalloped potato dish, but you're going to eat it, so put whatever flavorings you want in it, right?
Right.
Okay. So, all right, now, like I said, the most difficult thing about this recipe is the potatoes. All right, oops, and they almost run away. All right, so of course, you can slice them nice and thin. All right, that's easy enough. Now, the thinner you slice your potatoes, the quicker they'll cook. And in this one, I like them kind of, I guess that's just the way Wade and I are. We kind of like mushy vegetables and we like them cooked. But anyway, so the thinner you slice them, the faster, the softer they're going to get as they cook, of course. Or, since I've got this handy dandy machine, I've already done the bulk of them. Then it's wicked easy, right, guys? But again, it's worth it to take the time to slice if you don't have a food processor. We can handle it, right? Okay, then as far as the onion, guys, we're just gonna do a quick chop. You don't have to be fancy with it. I'll slice these a little bit thin just because I do want them to be soft as they cook. But if you like bigger pieces, by all means. Try not to cut your fingers at the end. All right, now we are just about ready. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna clean up the rest of this mess. We'll talk about the crock pot and we'll get everything in. See you in a little bit. All right, guys, I got everything prepared to get into the crock pot. Now, the reason I said we'll talk about the crock pot in a minute is I happen to have a liner in it today. And I have found that this recipe can make the crock pot a bit of a pain in the neck to clean up. If you're not using liner, lightly grease it with some butter or maybe a little bit of vegetable shortening. All right, so that it is a little bit easier to clean up. And the other thing is, normally, if I wasn't using the liner, I would do the next step in the crock pot. So don't worry, you don't have to mess up another bowl just because in ease of showing you guys how I do it or how everything comes together. It's easier to do it in a bowl than in the crock pot, all right? So we got all of our potatoes in our bowl here, all right? And we're gonna add our cup of cheese. And just toss it together. Now we don't have to get every single piece coated, even if you're doing this in the crock pot, don't worry about that. Making sure that you get every little piece incorporated in there, so don't sweat it. It will all melt together and the sauce will blend everything nice. We can put our onions in. And do the same.
I imagine it'd be hard to do that with the liner in it.
It would be very difficult. That's why it is easier to do it just, of course, in the crock pot, but the liner makes it very difficult. So that's why I'm messing up another bowl. The dishwasher will clean the bowl. Oop, 3 of them got away. Oh no. Oops, I'll have to eat those. Good.
Don't put your hands back in there.
What?
So don't put your hands back in there.
So again, guys, we're just going to give those a little bit of a toss once they get in there in the crock pot. Ooh, I hurt my thumb. Well, the older you get, I just had a birthday not too long ago, but I do seem to feel like I'm getting older and older. All right, so that's pretty good, guys. Now, what do you think? Can I get them all on here?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. We'll do that. So see, we got everything relatively mixed up in there. If you've got to this point, guys, if you haven't skipped to the end just to see what it tastes like, we have enjoyed this summer. We've had some beautiful weather here. We really enjoyed being outside this year and the pool, so we haven't been making as many videos as we have in the past, but it is really just because we have so much been enjoying the summer, and we've had a lot of company over the summer. Now that pool season is winding down, although I'm hoping we get another good week out of the season, but based on today, we won't. But we'll get back to doing at least one video a week. All right, so that's done. Next step is, now this step, it's a good idea to go ahead and dirty that extra bowl because, so if you've done that, mix that all together in your crock pot. Just because it's good to get this, the water. You could also use milk if you want. I think this is already rich enough with the cheese and stuff, but if you wanted to use milk instead of water, of course, that would be well. So we want to get this, that the water is going to thin down our soup a little bit, which is then going to help it, spread well. That's my salt, my pepper, my garlic powder. And then just give it a good mix. Try to get that as incorporated as you can. Not into it. That will spread out a little bit more evenly. Alright, move our crock over. I did have a big spoon someplace, didn't I? It's funny. A couple of weeks ago we had some friends over and I was making the Cuban rice and beans, which is, which we have on the site. And I had been doing a lot of cooking and I was basically ran out of all utilities, utensils, my spoons and stuff like that, the big ones for like when you're cooking. So they walk in and I'm making, it was Andrew. Just imagine you guys saw him on the end of our, if you haven't checked it out, our chocolate truffle video. So he comes in and Wade opened the door and I was still here in the kitchen. He comes in and they all come in and he says, "Oh, Mark is making rice and beans with the smallest spoon in the world," which it was this, because I had run out of all my other utensils. All right, So, you don't have to worry about mixing it up too much. It's all as it heats up. Of course, the potatoes will have their own little bit of moisture and everything will mix in nice. All right, and then now, this isn't in the original part of the recipe. If you've only used a cup of cheese and you don't have any more, don't worry about it, but I'm going to sprinkle a little cheese on the top. Yeah, might as well put it all in there, right? This little bit is going to drive me crazy when I close it, so. All right, that is all there is to it. Now, you got two options. Of course, you're going to put your cover on, nice and tight. All right, so on high, you want to let it cook for a good 4 hours. Then kind of test it, make sure your potatoes have reached the tenderness you want them to. If you need to go a little longer, go a little bit longer. But the way I like to do it is I cook it on high for 4 hours, and then I like to cook it on low for 2. You could also just cook it on low for 6. But again, so let's say that you were doing this the night before, or you're going to do it for, you're leaving in the morning before you go to work. Easily low for 8 hours, you'll be good. All right. So, but for today, because today is a Saturday, and we're going to eat later this afternoon, I'm going to do it on high for 4 hours. And that's all I have to do, right? And it will start. All right. So I'm going to do it on high for 4 hours, but then I'm going to let it cook for an hour or two on low. So we'll see you in about 5.5 hours. Have fun. Okay, everybody, once again, I should say, the best part of cooking is the eating. You can see that we've got our scalloped potatoes with me.
Yes. Yep.
And I did some sauteed asparagus. Look at that looks good.
Oh, it smells delicious.
That's worse than the best part of a crock pot is. The house all day smells delicious and you get hungrier and hungrier.
That is good. It's just delicious.
Delicious. The best of scalloped potatoes and ham. How's your, let's see, Wade will put a link up there someplace to our video on sauteed. Asparagus.
Oh, good.
That's delicious too. Okay, that's all I've got to say for the moment. I'm going to continue to eat.
Well, I continue to talk and tell you guys to please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next video. Mouthful of food.
Ciao.
Bye.
Delicious.
It is good.